Alright, hopefully you tried these and you're just gonna use the video to double check your work. We have a lot going on with this cosine graph. So, my A is 2, B is 1/2, C is pi, and D is positive 1. The other thing that I want to capture here is that negative. Again, that's a reflection of the x-axis, just like the last problem. And let's go ahead and get our details in here. Write out the little guys here. Amplitude is 2. Period is 2 pi over b. Vertical displacement is d. And phase shift is c over b. Alright, so, amplitude is 2. Amplitude is kinetic. In this case, our amplitude is 2. Period is 2 pi divided by 1/2. So if we do that stacked fraction there, 2 pi times 2 is 4 pi. 1 times 1 is 1. So the period of the function is 4 pi. Lovely. It's a little horizontal stretch there. Vertical displacement is up 1 or positive 1. I'm going to go ahead and dot that in right now before I forget, because that is the thing that I tend to forget the most. And it's the easiest transformation. So I definitely don't want to get points out of that. Okay. So that dot light pink dotted line that I have there, that's going to be my new x-axis. All right, phase shift is the last thing to deal with here before we graph. So I need to do pi divided by 1/2. So pi over 1 divided by 1 over 2. Let me group your little guys there. Pi times 2 is 2 pi over 1, so that's just 2 pi. And since it's positive in the middle, that's 2 pi to the left. Okay, we have all of our little pre-work done. I'm going to do the little sketch again since we have a reflection. Cosine starts at the maximum. And when we reflect that over the x-axis, then it's going to start at the min. Here we're not going to start on the y-axis since we have a phase shift. We're going to start 2 pi units to the left. That just tells us where to start instead of on the y-axis. But before I figure out where that is, or in order to figure out where that is, I have to use this 4 pi. 4 pi is going to be 4 spaces on my x-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, here's 4 pi. So that means 2 spaces is 2 pi. 6 pi would be here. 8 pi would be here. And really, you don't need to label it more than that. So my midline is moved up 1. My start, instead of the y-axis, I'm going to start 2 pi to the left. So that's going to be, let me get another little dotted line going here. 2 pi to the left is going to be 2 spaces to the left. So I'm going to ignore the x-axis and y-axis and really just use my light pink lines here. My amplitude is 2. I need to start at a minimum now. So I'm going to start in relationship to this little crosshatch here that I made in light pink. I'm going to start 2 down from there. I'm going to count 4 spaces because that's what we're always making the period of our function. And that's where the next minimum is. Halfway, and I went too far down there. I need to move those. So not 2 units down from the x-axis, but 2 units down from your midline. That's why I have that dotted in there. Phew, that was almost a disaster. All right. I would have caught it because when I go up 2 from my maximum from my midline, I need to make sure that I have some balance here. So I should never be further, like, I should have balance between my midline, my mid, and my max. Okay, halfway in between, I cross my midline. And there's my graph. Another period of the function for you. Again, check these on your graphing calculator. You have all period to do not very many graphs. So don't rush yourself. Double check your graphs. They're worth a lot of points so that we can make sure you've got it down. All right, domain is all reals, always. Easy points there. Range here is -1 to 3. And we need brackets there if we're doing interval notation because we are including our endpoints. All right, one more graph on practice quiz, and then we will talk about writing some equations. Last one. Here we don't have a coefficient in front of sign, so our A is 1, B is 1/4, C is 3 pi over 2, and D is -1/2. It's helpful to have your little equations. Amplitude is A, period is 2 pi over B, vertical displacement is D, and phase shift is C over B. If that little quick quick hints or whatever she's been calling them on the notes, if that's been helpful to you, just write it within that first problem there. Quick reference is what she's been calling it. If that's helpful to you, all you need are those little equations, and they'll be a good guide for you. Okay, so our amplitude is 1, period is 2 pi divided by 1/4. 2 pi over 1 divided by 1/4. So I'm multiplying 2 pi and 4, so that's 8 pi over 1. Vertical displacement is down 1/2. No reflection with this one. Our phase shift is C over B every time. This one looks kind of funky. Let's see what happens. 3 pi over 2 divided by 1/4. I'm going to do 3 pi times 4. So that's 12 pi divided by 2. So that is 6 pi. And since I have a minus in the middle here, that's 6 pi to the right. For that. Domain is going to be all reals. We'll deal with domain later. Okay, so let's get some details down here on our x-axis. 8 pi is what we're going to start with. That's going to be 4 spaces on our graph. So count out 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 pi. That means 1 space is 2 pi. And I went ahead and labeled all of those because I do need 6 pi as my phase shift. And in addition, we're moving our graph down 1/2. Sorry about the bell there. Trying to squeeze this in before school this morning. So we moved down 1/2, and there's our new little kind of 0, 0. From there, we're going to do our sine pattern, and sine is the wave. We're going to go up and start at 0, 0, or here we're going to start at 6 pi, -0.5, and we're going to do our wave up and then down. Since we have made our period 8 pi, since we made that 4 spaces, all we have to do is place our graph as normal. So I'm going to start at my little crosshatch there. I'm going to go 4 spaces out. There's the end. Halfway in between, I cross the x-axis. Halfway in between the first two, I have a maximum. Now I need to go up 1 unit. Our amplitude is 1. That's 2 spaces here because of our scale. And between this and the second half of the period there, I have to go down. So there is 1 period of the function. Domain is all reals. Range is from -1.5 to 0.5. All right, I will make another video for writing equations, and I really hope this is helpful.